Hey guys, and welcome back to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. I really do hope you have had an awesome holiday period, plenty of time off, and hopefully you guys haven't eaten too much turkey. Anyway guys, here we are. It's the weekend, which you know only means one thing-a-ling. It's time for that weekly news roundup. As always, we will begin with FPGA gaming news, the MiSTer, the Analogue Pocket, and any other FPGA gaming news that is out there. We have timestamps available, so use those to navigate your way around the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, then guess what guys, a subscription and a like is super duper appreciated, as is turning on those notification bells because it really does help out the channel. If you wish to support the channel further, there are membership options available as well as a Patreon, so do check those out. Now let's check out the sponsor of the weekly news show, Zappa Dapperoo, the project that puts so much fun in NFC and lots of other stuff. And finally guys, before we begin, check out London's best arcade. It's Free Play City, that's right. Take me down to the Free Play City where there are plenty of arcades and there ain't no grass and the girls are pretty. Anyway guys, let's get into this week's episode. Okay, so Premier Soccer, as I like to call it, football or Britball. No, we call it football here in London, United Kingdom, and pretty much all our country. This is something Hervieux and his team have been working on for some time. I know he had a dedicated member working on the schematics for this game. It looks like progress is being made. We're going to have a look at a couple of posts. So this one here, Premier Soccer, trying to find its way through MiSTerFPGA. This is going to be a separate core, as combining it with golfing greats required too much internal RAM. Right, let's go over to the next one. So Hervieux here says, Premier Soccer is booting all right now. 3 big problems ahead. 2 about graphics, 1 about sound. Time to work hard. That's what she said. That gets me every time. Anyway, look, Hervieux and his team working hard, and hopefully we'll get a beta of Premier Soccer soon. Really good news for the FGC. So there was an issue that was present in some CPS1 and some CPS2 games. In particular, we're talking about Hyper Fighting Street Fighter 2 Turbo on CPS1 and on CPS2 Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. These both really are the pinnacle of fighting games when it comes to CPS1 and CPS2. Super Turbo probably being the best of the Street Fighter 2 series. So what happened was, the FGC members that knew this game well and even tested it against PCBs said the MiSTer version is running too fast. Hervieux ran some tests, especially on CPS1, that proved the accuracy was okay. Well, it turned out Hervieux and team have gotten to the bottom of that problem. What happened was, here you go on screen now. A while ago, the turbo feature on the CPS1 and CPS2 cores became permanently enabled on some games. That caused Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting and Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo to run too fast. This is fixed now and will be available in the next JT Bin update, thanks to all that reported it. Absolutely amazing to see this level of dedication from Hervieux to go back and fix all stuff, and thank you to everyone in the FGC that reported this issue. This would not happen without a massive community effort, so absolutely amazing. Looking forward to people in the FGC actually testing this against real arcade hardware to see if it falls within that kind of margin of what's considered accurate to original hardware. Remember guys, when you have 2 PCBs, over a 10-minute period, they may be out a couple of frames, but as long as it's within that threshold, everything is dandy. So yeah guys, CPS1, CPS2, Hyper Fighting and ST is really good now for the FGC and the fighting game community. And what's really cool over here, just like JT has been working on improving CPS1 and CPS2, another arcade classic has been given the treatment of getting some improvements, and this is because of feedback received from users, from people that know this game really well. Remember, Hervieux and his team, they look after over 1,000 MRAs now. I think it might even be above 1,100 now. So there's a lot of them out there for them to keep an eye on. So when people report stuff, they look into it and they fix stuff. So this latest fix for Bobble, one of the best arcade games of all time. In fact, when you say the word arcade, Bobble is usually the game that comes into my mind. One of the longest running issues has been a tiny speed discrepancy between the Bobble core and the real board. For 2 years, we have been hunting down discrepancies about 0.03% in an excruciating quest. This even led to the complete rewrite of the MCU module. So any hardcore Bobble fans out there, do check this out. And that 0.03% inaccuracy has now been resolved. Again, just love her take on his team's dedication to making stuff as accurate as bloody possible. Anyway, Bobble, big fix. We have an arcade classic now available for FPGA devices such as the MiSTer and the Analogue Pocket. You can grab these via Update Tool, or on the Analogue Pocket you can definitely grab it via Update. Guys, this is the Tower Plan Classic. It's known as Snow Brothers, or Snow Brothers Nick and Tom. Guys, this is a really good arcade game. It's something that I played a lot with a friend of mine, Chris, and my special friend, Yeah Buddy, was always around in the arcade making real snowballs. I've got a dedicated video on the channel that tells you some arcade stories of the era if you want to check that out. But in the meantime, enjoy this game. This is a release provided by the Coin-Op collection, and it is available via the updater. So go play, enjoy, snow. This is something that's very cool, guys. Let's play this video and you can see it for yourself. So Shane Lynch here sharing a post on X where he says, I'm working on something with Billy Time Games for MiSTer users to check out SEGA channel. Guys, this is freaking amazing. So the SEGA channel ROMs have been preserved. I have ran a video on the channel before having a look at the individual ROMs, but you're running the ROMs of a list the way you run them on a MiSTer. A whole bunch of ROMs were preserved recently, but what's amazing with this is you get the whole package. You get the whole feel of this, right? So just having a look when it starts, look, there's a Mega Drive there. All of a sudden Sonic jumps on top of it. There's the cable, feeding it some information, and you can try stuff out. It's the presentation that you're getting on here. Now Shane Lynch is quite far along with this, really looking forward to the release for the MiSTer. It looks like it's going to be fantastic. So it's not just playing the ROMs, but it's reliving that experience. If you had this service, then you can relive this on your MiSTer. If you're someone like me that never had the service, we didn't have this over in the UK, and even if we did, I can never imagine my parents actually funding this for me. But hey, I get to try it on the MiSTer now. It looks fantastic, something that we're looking forward to. It's not currently released, but I'm sure it will be seen. I'm sure it will be soon. Both Shane Lynch and Billy Time Games are very talented at what they do. So it's amazing to see two very talented people collaborating on just bringing us this SEGA channel revival. But as if that wasn't enough for the MiSTerFPGA. Let's pause this and look at this. Shane Lynch over here says, I need to revisit the Analogue Pocket Genesis core to see what's possible in terms of SEGA channel revival compatibility. There should be enough total combined RAM to make it possible. So absolutely brilliant news, guys, that something like this will be coming over to the MiSTer and hopefully the Analogue Pocket too. It is just such a great experience. There's just a buzz about it. If I had this growing up and it was in the UK, I'd have some crazy nostalgia for it. But even though I never played it, I just love checking it out. I just love the whole presentation. And to get that on the MiSTer and on the Analogue Pocket, wow, amazing. Let's check out the last week or so in the world of the SuperStation One. This is the project that's been delayed, but with good reason, because Taki's making improvements and just making it so it is the ultimate final product that you get. And you don't have to do any RMAs and there are no issues with it. And naturally, in the world of retro gaming, delays is a very common thing, but it looks like it is getting closer. So over here, Taki Udon has shared some footage behind the scenes where he's got it connected to two displays, and I think with 5 separate inputs, right? Because each actual monitor has like separate inputs, and he's swapping in between them. So the SuperStation One can put out a heck of a lot simultaneously. Almost looks like a Spider console, but if that's the way you want to run it, that's how you can run it. Over here again, he kind of shows off more stuff. There you go, you've got the case over here, the packaging or the SuperStation One inside the case, the folded boxes that you've got there, and maybe some nice stickers that you can stick on your laptop. Again, good stuff here, really good stuff here. If you want to prepare your stuff, Anime Otaku has made these templates. So he's got templates made that are ready to go for some games, like popular ones here like Castlevania Symphony of the Night. But as well as that, he's got a blank template that you can use and add any game to. As well as that, he's made CD printing template with some designs made already, which you can see over here. Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, the Crash game that we saw over there, and then Tekken 2. And again, just looking really good. You can print these directly onto your CD. So some good work there. So you can almost have like an original experience, right? I mean, it's pretty crazy what kind of stuff you can make. It's only only limited by your imagination. Put it in a case, you've got it there, use the Super Dock, and guess what guys, you are getting that physical feel in something that looks very, very good. And I like the SuperStation One branding. In case you didn't notice, that is SuperStation One and not PlayStation One, but it is using that font and it very much so looks like PlayStation. Okay, let's have a look at this one here. Okay, so over here, Taki says, Merry Christmas. We are still doing QA and shipments today. Taki was actually working on Christmas Day as well to try and get all of these up and going and fulfilled. So he had an early Christmas with his family and then he was back in the office. Taki, make sure you take a little break. We can wait a little bit. We've waited quite a bit already. So another day or another half a day won't make that much of a difference. So Federico here says, do we get any confirmation? Is the dock also shipping soon? Thanks, Taki. Best Christmas gift ever. The hardware is done. We are waiting on another mold revision to arrive in the office. There you go. Answers, question and answer there. One more question here from Carl. Hey Carl, how you doing? Customers who also purchased the dock, will you be sending the base unit out first, or will the shipping on that get delayed until the dock is ready? As long as your order includes a dock, it will ship together with it, right? So there you go guys, you're not going to get two separate orders. If you've ordered a dock, your SuperStation One and the dock is going to ship together. But it looks like there's movement that's happening. What's really interesting is I've seen people post on my videos as well as Video Game Esoterica's videos saying that they've received the shipment number. I'd love to hear if someone's actually got one delivered. Send me a picture, send me an email, and I'll get the information out there. I'll send it out there just to give people a bit of confidence that some people are beginning to get there. So haven't really been able to verify that information yet beyond a random comment, but hopefully it is true and hopefully some people have got their tracking number and their SuperStation Ones are en route to them. And here we have the MiSTerFPGA pre-configured bundle with aluminium armor. So these are available and are in stock. Now I get it guys, every time I run a video, I mention anything like this, people say, why are you going to buy that when you can buy like 2 MiSTer buys, 3 MiSTer buys for the cost of whatever it is. It's completely up to you. If you want the metal case and you don't want an alternative to the DE10 Nano, you want an original, this is an option for you. Also, this benefits people more in the USA because you're going to pay, well, you're going to avoid the tariffs and I guess you're going to pay like your local taxes or whatever. But these have not been in stock for a long time. They are now back in stock, so you can get a full bundle in a single SD RAM configuration for where is the price? Here you go, $475. Or if you go for a dual RAM, which is now on back order, it's $525. So they've sold out almost like straight away. There are some single SD RAMs, but you can back order them. Again guys, it's completely up to you. I'm just giving you the choices that are out there. I can testify for a MiSTer Addons case. I have one. I have a MiSTer Addons dual SD RAM fully loaded bundle that is on sale over here, the one that's on back order for $525. They are no longer a sponsor, so I'm not affiliated with them as a sponsor. I just like their products and that's why I'm putting it out there. Any sponsors I have, I'm very clear and transparent about. But yeah, it is back in stock if that's something you want. MiSTer Addons is known for great customer service and they do a lot for the MiSTer community right now. They're implementing changes to the NES core. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, if you do want to check that out guys. As I always say guys, the MiSTer is the project that just keeps on freaking giving, and guess what? We now have the Nintendo Versus system, the arcade system available for the MiSTerFPGA. Now I checked this out in this video and guess what I didn't point out in this video? You can actually put out the multiple displays this system has. So let's say for example you've got an analog MiSTerFPGA, you can have one output. So remember you've got 2 screens for that. You can have one of the screens being output via HDMI and the other being output via analog. I didn't know that when I did this video, I found out after, so big shout out to the developer that has actually brought this over. So Blue One, they have brought this over. It is currently a test core, as you can see over here. It's in the test builds, and if you do want to get it for yourself, I'll leave a link to the video that was just shown. It's got all the links that you need in there, including an invite and a direct link to the core. It is an arcade core, so even though you're thinking NES, it's like an arcade version of the NES. Sometimes it had more RAM, the games were slightly different, some games were harder, they were made as coin munchers, but it's a brilliant system to check out, especially if you like that era of gaming. Now, in order to get this on your MiSTer, what you need to do is you need to put the RBF in your arcade, and within the arcade there's a folder called cores. Drop that in here, drop this in here, right, this one here. And what you want to do with the MRAs, again in your arcade folder, just put all of these in your arcade folder. What I would recommend doing is maybe put versus NES or something, but make sure you put an underscore before it and then drop all of them in one folder. That way you have them nice and tidy in there. I mean, this isn't really a tutorial, but I do want to help you guys as much as I can. It's a great system to check out. If you're unfamiliar with it, like me, you're going to have some fun with it. Excite Bike is exciting every time you play it, pun definitely intended. Yeah, so guys, go check this out. It's a fun system. It will eventually come to update tool, but go test it. If you find any issues with it, report back to the developer. Yeah, it's just amazing. MiSTer's freaking amazing. I just love getting all this stuff on there. It just means we get more stuff preserved. If you're a fan of PCXT, well, guess what? There has been an update that you can get via update tool. Here is the MiSTerFPGA.org, which is the forums. I definitely recommend checking this place out. I need to check it out more because sometimes stuff's being discussed on here and I'm completely unaware of it. A great resource for everything MiSTer related, and it just keeps a log of everything that's been updated. So I'm just going to read the first line there. RTC fix alarm, seconds alignment, use alarm minute by Shayon. So thank you, Shayon. But hey, you can see everything on screen there. Feel free to pause it. I'm not going to read it all out for you, but PCXT has received an update for the MiSTerFPGA. In this section of the video, guys, we are going to be talking about unstable nightlies and test builds that the MiSTer has received. Now, we've had a look at some that I thought were worth featuring, stuff like the NES Versus system, the new arcade system, which is in test builds, but here are some of the other ones. I haven't featured them individually, but they're all there, right? So the Super Nintendo has received 4 updates in the last week. Then we've got LLGS, which is a type of Apple computer, not something that I'm too familiar with, but hey, it has received an update. All of these are available on the MiSTerFPGA Discord server, either in the Unstable Nightlies channel or the test builds channel, right? The 32X has also received an update, as well as the NES, which is just getting lots and lots of mappers on there. I need to do a video on the NES actually, having a look at some of the new mappers and the new like multi-game carts the core supports, as well as that the PlayStation has received 2 updates in the last week that really fine-tunes everything, and any issues with any kind of CD skipping or loading, all of that stuff is just being resolved. So yeah, guys, plenty of stuff happening on MiSTer. If you want the latest and the greatest features, like I say every week, get an unstable version of the MiSTer main and try out these unstable versions of the cores, which for the whole part, unlike what the name suggests, are actually very stable. Okay, so I put this segment in there because it's been a while, and I feel like it's been a while since I have said the Analogizer. Love saying that, right? So this one here from Random Monk Free, you can get this month the Analogizer store products at discount prices. And if we head over to the Analogizer website, not massive savings, but hey, savings nonetheless. Actually, you know what, that's actually a decent saving there. So from $3 off, but something like this, which is $18, is now $15, just rounding everything up, or $21.45 to $18.45. So there is a bit of a saving there. The Analogizer itself from like $54 now to $52. So not a massive saving there, but some of the accessories you can save more on. So if you were on the market for an Analogizer, and if you're unsure what the Analogizer is, it's the only way currently that you can output your analog pocket to a CRT display and use original controllers via snack. It's a very versatile device. It's something that I have and I do use from time to time, but honestly, because I have a MiSTer as well, I end up using that. I don't have to set anything up. But if you don't have a MiSTer and you want to use original controllers and output to a CRT, then as far as I'm concerned, this device here is definitely a big must. Okay guys, we are now over to the random and retro gaming side. We've done the FPGA side, and guys, it's been wild. We've got stuff here. Some of it will still be related to FPGA gaming because there'll be games for old consoles that you can use. But man, look at this. Road Rash inspired motorcycle racing game. Bash Moto announced. Guys, this looks banging. So big shout out to Next Indie. This account here is what highlighted this game to me. But going over to the Steam page, guys, this just looks amazing. I feel like it's a wasted opportunity from EA. They really could have brought that franchise back. But hey, you know what? Fans will do what big corporations do. And this really does look like the spiritual successor that we need for the Road Rash games. Road Rash was amazing. I remember putting in the cheat codes in Road Rash 2 and getting a bike that was so fast I couldn't even control its freaking movement. The developer of this, guys, if you're watching this, developer Dob, please reach out to me. I would love to be put down for a review copy, and I would love to give this more coverage on my channel when the time comes. You guys are onto something good here, and I want to be part of it. It looks wicked. Look at the way he just rolls off the bike there. If you played Road Rash, you're going to love it. And if you're thinking you have a rash, then you need to go and see a doctor. Mark Max, this guy's a freaking legend, man, and guess what he's done? Ninja Gaiden Shadow. He's made it into a color game. This is a game that I never played growing up, but I remember doing live streams and someone saying in the stream, yo Pixel, check out Ninja Gaiden. It is amazing, and it is freaking amazing. It reminds me a little bit of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan, just for the fact that it says side scroller and, well, you know, Leo has a sword and Ryu Hayabusa has a sword here. Guys, it is amazing, but look at the treatment it gets. Look at the color, guys. It is now gone into color. I don't have the nostalgia for it, so I'm happy playing the green screen version or this one here, but it is amazing. The work that Mark Max and Cole do is just next to none. It gives those old games a fresh lick of paint, and you should definitely check it out. So Mark Max, thank you very much. The year of the Ninja isn't over, we certainly know that, and this game is out and it is freaking amazing and gorgeous. And this is one of the best Game Boy DMG games, and now it's one of the best Game Boy Color games. Absolutely amazing here. So this is Final Fight MD. That's right, MD stands for Mega Drive. Guys, this is absolutely amazing. So this is an earlier video of the Patreon beta, but guess what? There is a public beta out now. This game is well worth playing. Now, remember people kind of speaking to Mauro Xavier, the developer behind this, over on X, and saying, oh, this is inaccurate. It's not exactly like Final Fight. Do you know what, guys? I have to say this is actually my favorite version of Final Fight. I played Final Fight growing up in the arcade. I played it on the Super Nintendo, and this Mega Drive one is my favorite one. And the reason being, it's different. It's a different game. I'm not hardcore Final Fight. The question I ask myself, do I have fun when I play it? And absolutely, I had a lot of fun. I played it, and yes, there are bits that are different in there. I know Mauro wants to get this as accurate as he can on there, but honestly, I like this. I feel like this is a Final Fight game that has its own identity and should be celebrated for it. So what if you do a particular move, it's not exactly like the arcade? Cool, I love this the way it is. I definitely recommend trying this out. The inclusion of an extra character, Maki, is amazing in there. It's just a darn great game. Play it, you will definitely have fun. Amazing. Thank you, Mauro, for everything that you do. And a special thank you out to PlayStation Cat, who tagged me and said, at Pixelman, I heard you like beat 'em ups. And you know what? You are absolutely right, I do. So where we were talking about Final Fight MD, the Mega Drive one, well, guess what? Hold My Beer says the Amiga. So in the Retro News, by the way, a great account and a great website. So in the Retro News, Final Fight Enhanced, an enhanced Amiga AGA ECS version of the classic beat 'em up from 1991 is getting an improved build, and this looks really good. I tried it out previously, but I think I had my Amiga set up wrong. It played a bit slow because you guys told me in the comments of my video, but I would like to check this out when it comes out. And this also has the inclusion of Maki, so amazing stuff. Love the love that Final Fight is getting. It came out for many different consoles. It's nice to see it on the Mega Drive and the Amiga now. I mean, the Amiga has a version of Final Fight, but honestly, don't play it. It is terrible. This one is like a million times better. So nice one, and nice one, PlayStation Cat, for the tag. Amazing time for recomps and different ways of playing some of our favorite games. So Star Fox got a recomp before as Starship. I can't remember the other part of it, but this one here is another recomp, right? So we've got two different ones. It's worth trying each one out to see which one you like better. Maybe something does something the way you like it and the other does something else the way you like it. I think I'm saying a lot of something there, but hey, never mind, you get my gist. So amazing to see this. I love all the work that fans do, but what's really cool over here as well, over on Game Banana. So Maddie Addy, the developer, she has, she's working on some texture packs, and it looks like those texture packs are being improved and updated. And she's just posted an update to, to include like a latest update for the texture pack. So it's up to you if you want to try them. Again, it's strictly subjective here. Some people like the original look, some people like the HD look, but hey, it's good having choices, and it's amazing that we can actually play our classic games in many different ways. So we can add HD textures, we can play the recomps, we can play the original on the Nintendo 64, we can play it on the MiSTer, we can play it on the Analogue 3D or via a software emulator. Amazing having these choices. What a time we're living, guys. So what I'm really interested in, where we're going from the N64, I want to see some GameCube recomps. In particular, my number one choice, the game that I really want to see a recomp of, is Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2. Is it Rogue Leader? The one on the GameCube? The one where you start and you're doing the Death Star trench run. Absolutely amazing. Still gives me like goosebumps when I play that. But this one over here, The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. It looks like it has been decomped, but it hasn't been recompiled into a release that we can use. At least I don't think it has. If you know this can be played somehow, then please hit me up in the comments. I'll be very interested in checking this out, but maybe I just need a nudge in the right direction. But yeah, I really do hope we start getting more GameCube recomps the way we're getting the Nintendo 64 ones. Absolutely amazing. You may be able to do this, right? It's got instructions here to build, but it'll go over my head and maybe I don't have the time to do it, but I would like to check this out. But it's amazing to see this. I certainly hope we start getting more GameCube games. Like I said, Star Wars Rebel Leader is what I would love to see. So this is pretty amazing. Pit Fighter 2, something that I found over on the Hidden Palace. And guess what, guys? It has been found and preserved, right? A prototype found and preserved. Now, you're probably looking at this and thinking, what the heck are you showing us, Pixel? This just look absolutely crap. But guys, you need to understand, Pit Fighter, I have a lot of love for that game. Yes, it's janky. Yes, it's pretty terrible. But if you were around in that era of the arcade where part 1 came out, it was the game that it was on the big screen. It just looked absolutely amazing. So back when we had like the beautiful kind of sprite graphics, Street Fighter, I don't know, name other games like Metal Slug, King of Fighters, whatever games you can think of that have beautiful sprites, right? Final Fight, Captain America and the Avengers, RoboCop, Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja. Then all of a sudden we have stuff like Mortal Kombat coming out, Pit Fighter coming out, where it was like digitized sprites that almost looked real. They just looked amazing. Pit Fighter 1 was whenever I went to the arcade for the first few months it came out, the machine was crowded, right? So for me, this was quite important. This actually plays a lot better than the first one, by the way. It's still not really a great game, but it was just important for me to check out. Like, I have the nostalgia for part 1, so I was really glad this was out, and it was just nuts, like seeing this in the arcade. So if you were around from that era of the arcade, you kind of get what I'm saying, and if you're not from the era of the arcade, you're probably thinking, what is this old guy bloody talking about? You can laugh, but you know what, guys, it is available. You can check this out now, and it's well worth checking out if you played number 1. If you had any love for it, even if you loved it proper or you loved it for the jank that it is, check out Pit Fighter 2. Okay guys, so we have now approached the end of this video, and you see that big giant heart on the screen. If you haven't pressed that like button, then please do it. Subscriptions, memberships and Patreon contributions are definitely not required, but are definitely appreciated. But that was it for this week, guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any feedback, leave it down below. Any comments, anything you want to share, or if you have a story, get in touch. Anyway guys, be freaking awesome to one another. Love the little dinos. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.